Hello everybody and welcome to my channel ManojWeb. My name is Manoj Kumar and my goal is to help make your HTML and CSS life easier. So today we're going to be taking a look at CSS class pseudo classes such as hover, link, active, focus, and you're going to learn about them today. So those could be used for anchor links. You might have heard of things like hover, link, visited for anchor anchor elements, but you can also use them for other things, and there's also some other classes, and that's what we'll talk about today. So as you can see, I have a basic page layout. At the top I have the skip navigation, which is a hidden what's it called, a hidden link, and you can usually see these in other websites as well. If you click tab to get a focus on those will pop up and it'll allow you to skip the navigation bar, and it's usually used for accessibility reasons. So we're gonna see how that works and how to do that, and we're gonna look at the other pseudo classes. So let's start. So first, let's have a look at the anchor element pseudo classes. So there's five that you can use. It's usually referred to as four, but I'm gonna talk about five of them. So there's link, which is basically the default state, which is the current state. If I type color red, as you can see, it the colors are gonna change to red, other than like for this one, because I've already visited this one. That's a different pseudo class. So link is when the default state, when nothing's happened to it, nobody's clicked the link. This one I haven't clicked yet, so it's still red. But if I click it, as you can see, the color changes because I visited it, which is a different state. So pseudo class works as in, if the condition for that pseudo class has been met, only then will the rules apply to it. So if you're familiar with media query, it's something like that. So the next state is visited, which I just talked about, which is when you've already clicked on the link. So let's say I want color to be blue. As you can see, the color changes to blue, or if I want it to be yellow to make it more noticeable. So obviously not going to look good, so let's make it black. And that's when you have the visited state. Next up is the focus state, which is when you're like focusing on that element. So let's say you click tab and um, your computer puts the box over basically the link. That's when these effects are going to apply. Let's say a color of white and a font size of like 1.5 rem. So if I were to see, as soon as I click tab, which you probably can't see, but I clicked tab and it went directly to this link. I focused on this link, which activated these effects. If I get out of it, it doesn't. If I go shift tab, which is a way to go backwards, it allows me to select these. That's the focus state. Next is the hover state, which is when your mouse is hovering over something or hovering over the link. You can also use these in other elements, but we're going to do it in the link right now and show it in the other elements as well. Let's say I want to change the color to yellow when I hover over it. That's probably not going to look good with the background, but that's just what I'm just going to show it right now. Let's do fonts. Well, actually not change the font size. Let's do background color of RGBA. Let's do like a black maybe, of like half transparency. RGB is like, this is setting the alpha value. So if I do that, oh wait, is this white or is this black? I always get my colors mixed up. Let's see. That's probably like, let me just try one real quick. Oh, that's the error. I did not have a colon there, so those are some kind of errors. And yeah, I was right before. It was black. Let's make this 0, 0, 0 at 0.5 transparency. And as you can see, a black background pops up on it. And you can also add some kind of padding, let's say a padding of 10 pixels, which is probably going to move some stuff in your page if you have it set up that way, but you can do that stuff basically. And the next pseudo class is the active pseudo class, which is basically stating that when your mouse is clicking on a link, so like when you're hovering and then you click, like hold down your mouse, that's when this activates, and as soon as you let go, it does not activate anymore. Let's say I want the color to be, let's say white, and font size to be, just so it's noticeable, 3 rem, which is super big, but this is the hover. And if I hold my mouse down, as you can see, it turns into like this color white and really big. If I let go, it turns back into the hover effect, and then it's back to the link. And visited, huh. Well, yeah, that was it. There was a glitch of some kind. Well, those are the pseudo classes for anchor elements. Target this hidden link, and let me show you how we can code that. So target the hidden link. Let's just get some basic, basic styles on there. So background color of, let's say, blue, color of white, padding of like 10 pixels on the top and 20 pixels on the right and left. Why is the color white not applying? Oh, because I already have all these rules set up around here, so those rules are already applying. But we'll fix that soon. For now, let's just keep it at this, and actually let me add a border radius, like 20%. Well, actually 30 pixels, let's see. Yeah, I'd say that's good. And let's do a position of absolute. So it's going to be positioned based on the body. Top of negative 400 pixels, let's say, because we need it to be out of the screen. Now here's how you do the hidden link thing. So you target the element, and then you put the focus pseudo class on it. And when it's focused, you want the top to be back to 0, and you want the background color or whatever color you want to be like, you know what, let's just keep those. We just want it to move down. So if I do this tab, as you can see, it moves down. And if I go back, it moves down. But that doesn't really look good. It just comes right down. How about we try to make it a transition? So if I add a transition on this, transition of top linear, let's say like 500 milliseconds. Let's do this. As you can see, it pops down. Well, let me just move back. It pops down instead of like directly being on there. Let's make this faster. 200. What? Okay. Yep. It probably doesn't look good right now, but that's how you can set up hidden links. There's these kinds of links on YouTube as well. If you go to youtube.com and if you just click tab, you can see there's the skip navigation bar thing. These are usually in a lot of websites as well. So that's something to look out for accessibility reasons, for people that can't like use the keyboard that much and they can only have tab like. And now let's move on to another effect. Let's talk about the nth of type. Nth of type, yeah. So here's how that works. Basically, it targets that element at that number. So let me just write it down to show you, which will help you understand it better. So you can do that by targeting the element you want. So let's say I want to target the button in the button div. So I can target the button, and I can type colon again, and then the name of the class, which is nth of type, and I put the number, like which type I want. I'll explain it in a moment, but it's easy to explain when you see it. So if I type like background color of red, as you can see, this fifth button turned red. If I were to change this to like 6, as you can see, the sixth button turned red. So this nth of type pseudo class basically targets this element, this selector, at that position. So this is position 1, position 2, position 3, position 4, 5, and when it gets to the 6th position, it meets this condition and changes the background color to red. I can change the font size as well to like 2 RAM, which is probably too big, as you can see, but that's just to show. And there's another thing you can type inside here. You can also type things like even to target every even button, and you can type odd to target every odd button. And you can use it in other things as well, not just buttons. You can use it on like the, let's say, anchor. I'm not sure if I have anything with anchor right now. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Let me just create something real quick. Let me create paragraph times five paragraphs real quick. They'll have like G, just some word, just so we can see. Oh, and the reason it wasn't working was because I was targeting in the buttons class. So now let me change this to paragraph nth of type even. As you can see, these even G's, because this one's also a paragraph. This is going to be number 1. This is number 2, this red one, and the next red one is number 4, and then 6. If I do odd, as you can see, this hover effect, the text hover effect got it, and the other ones as well. And that's basically how the pseudo classes work. They activate when their conditions are met, and those are the main ones. And yeah, so make sure to hit that subscribe and like button, and I'll keep posting on every Friday. So watch out for an update on Friday so you can learn more.